Yeah, I can play that all day long, no problem. The blues ain't nothing but a good man feeling bad. I love that for a few songs in the movie about politics, Mark chose blues because politics give you nothing but blues, tears and headaches. It's what a lot of us feel right now. You either play the blues, cry or have a headache. I play the blues. Like the Dog is a blues in D, or more precisely, it's Mark's take on blues in D, since it's quite unusual, as always. He's that type of a guy who never blindly repeats something and always makes it his own. His blues usually is quite unusual, please excuse the pun. First of all, the rhythm is unusual because Mark takes here the standard strumming I already discussed in many songs before, this Shangri-La 5:15 AM kind of strumming with this offbeat bass. 5:15 AM. And I love that song. So something like thumb, up, down, thumb, down, up, down, up. So this classic D7 shape, mute 5, 4, 5, 3, mute, now sounds like this. Now with some careful left hand muting, we get something like this. I'll try to explain this. The easiest way is to break it down a little. So I start with the thumb, then I immediately lift the fingers in the left hand. And play the upstroke with the muted strings. Then I pluck the strings again by playing a downstroke, then thumb, and after the thumb stroke I lift the fingers again, like this, slowly. The second part is muted downstroke, and then simply up, down, up, with fingers pressed down the whole time. And it loops nicely. After the rhythm, the next step would be building this awesome full D7 chord, because now it sounds too thin and uninspired, don't you think? They need to spice it up a little, so let's try to do it step by step. A great idea to spice it up would be to add A in the bass. because in some other songs I was talking about how this additional bass adds more power to the chord, and it really does add some power. The only trouble here is it sounds pretty bad with that strumming pattern. It's still too thin, even if I block the bass when it needs to be blocked. And this open string sounds weird. They need something else. Let's try to fret this A bass. Still not right, and with this sound I don't like the way this A bass sounds. It's too loud and sounds like it doesn't belong. So the only choice left here really is to add a secret ingredient, this D bass and A bass at the same time. Now we got it. Now it's the power I was talking about. This chord sounds serious now. It's now 5, 4, 5, 5, 4, 5, 3, open. So it's a crazy and powerful D7, whole neck D7. The trouble though, it's incredibly hard to play. There are two ways. The first is to employ this Tommy Emmanuel John Mayer grip with the thumb, which is extremely hard to do if you weren't blessed with giant thumbs. It looks terrible and hard to do, but possible. If you thought the standard thumb over the top thing is hard, then this thing is thumb over the top squared. But it's possible to do. However, when I recorded my video on one of the most famous John Mayer riffs, I refused to play it properly because here I gave up. I just can't reach with my thumb as John does it. I just physically can't. So sometimes if you can't do it, you can't do it. So that's one way to get frustrated. Another way is to play it again, like Tommy Emmanuel. Then he covers two strings at once with one finger. Again, it's quite tricky and requires a lot of practice. But I can do it. My hands are pretty small, by the way. I'm not a big guy anyway. It's only a matter of practice. Between the two, I actually prefer thumb over the top because it allows for the more aggressive bluesy sound. It's almost like the mistakes and bad sounds makes this riff here even more beautiful. So more awkward I play it here, the more I actually like the sound. It's a little bit unusual, but I think goes well with the blues theme of the song. I think you get the idea. It's about getting the most powerful sound out of this D7. Sounds great on electric, by the way. The rest of the song is your typical blues. The D7 is featured for quite a while. Other changes are F7 up here in the same shape as D7. And a cool lick. Next is a typical blues line on A power chord. There are a lot of ways to play it. To the break, which ties the whole song together, I think. The guitar plays this awesome bending line. Can you bend the dog? By the way, in the song Mike is referencing, I think, the famous Sun Studio song Wooly Bully, which is a blues, and a couple of Duane Eddy songs. Can you do the Wooly Bully? The best way to practice this part is to play along with the recording and get used to it. But anyway, the blues continues with a more traditional turnaround. It's D7, G7, B flat 7, and A7. And just like that, going back to the beginning. It's a great song to play along to. It's an amazing etude on the training of the thumb. Now when I think about this song, I always think about the thumb. This is the thumb's gym, if you want. Thank you.